So this is a video I created showing relaxation training with my horse Gideon. One of the first things I do is remove the halter so he's at liberty. And then I'm just placing my hand on him, making contact, and finding a place inside of myself, which is very still and a place of relaxation. And basically I'm just inviting him to join me there. So parts of this video are slow because I'm just going inside of myself very quietly and creating this space that I'm kind of asking him to join me in. So in the beginning, you can see the releases are pretty small. And there's one there with the licking and chewing. And again, I'm just making contact and finding this space inside of myself. And at the same time, tuning into what I'm sensing from him because we have resonance with one another. And, you know, he can sense the shift that's happening in my body the same way I can sense a shift when it happens in his body. And so when I feel that shift happen, I usually take my hand off and give him space so that he can process his own experience. And then I'll go ahead and put my hand back on and make contact again. And again, find that place inside of myself. And you can see he's going pretty deeply within, and he's listening to, you know, inside of himself and also to me. So a lot of this is just getting quiet and holding space and learning to read your horse, learning to have a sense of what's going on for him and what he's feeling and experiencing. And this training has been really valuable for me. In the beginning, I tried to do a lot with horses to get them over whatever problems or issues we were facing. I would try to create movement. I would try to create situations to help them get through it. And I've learned that they really can get through it themselves and they understand exactly what we want. It's just we get in the way with our own tensions that we're carrying around. And this kind of meets and connects with their tensions and just creates chaos where there's resistance on both sides. And so this is a big one, actually. This is a big release for him. And you'll see that he actually chooses to join me because it feels good. Finding this place inside of himself of relaxation, it's a good feeling. And so it is the reward. There's no need to bring in treats or a clicker train and treats. It's just the sensation of relaxation is its own reward because it's so pleasant to relax. So this was a big learning for me to get to this place of realizing I could do more with not doing than I was achieving with the doing. In the beginning, when I would train horses, there was a lot of round penning because that's all I knew. And to me, it was natural horsemanship, and I appreciated that there was a way to communicate with them that had nothing to do with tying them up or using force like that. But at the same time, it was a pressure and release, and ultimately I wanted to move away from that. So here I am touching different areas of his body. I was just down by his leg, and now I'm holding my hand over his low back and inviting him into these spaces. Again, you can see with his ear in the video that he's really tuned in to where I am. And I'm just holding this space for him. And often there's big periods of stillness right before there's a big release in the nervous system. So this is one of those things that probably doesn't look like much visually, but there's a lot going on internally for both of us. There's a lot of sensations going on in my own body, and there are sensations that he's also experiencing. So there's this nonverbal communication happening between the two of us, and it's really beautiful. It's actually quite enjoyable to do this work. And you can see we often mirror each other with our movements because we're, again, resonant. We're experiencing the same decompression in our nervous system, and we're connecting on this really deep level that's so available to us all the time. We just have to be willing to get still. So here I'm reaching into my back pocket. The session's over and he's getting a treat. And the reason I save this until the end is because the treat actually creates tension and expectation. It was a peppermint. And then the halter goes back on and we're finished. That's it. And just doing these little sessions has helped me to make tremendous progress when working with the horses.